Good evening, and thank you for joining me once again on an episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, but today you can call me Ghost Rider, and I'm battering the sun just for you to bring you the most horrifying of our series of All Hallows Eve special that we have coming from deep in the bowels of the mine of Gold Bay. We have Monster Gold. So it's crystalline, it's ultra rare, it's in blood red dirt water, and the only way we can get it out is to turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, this table. And as you can see, we've had a bit of a remake since the last time we were here. So let's see how she does. Well, all right, let's get to it. And we have in our padded envelope one bag of ultra rare YUKON rare gold Paydirt. It's called the Red Dirt Ultra Rare Crystallized Gold. It is a 1 gram bag that comes for it's a pound. It weighs a pound and a half. This one actually weighs 2.8, and I had them add 2 grams of gold to it for $225. The bag itself is $119.95 with the 1 gram, $14.95 postage, which that's a little bit of a gouge on that for a 1.5 pound bag, but on considering the cost of what you're getting too on top of it. But for $225 more for 2 grams, it guarantees larger gold crystals, bigger gold. And with all the small gold we've been doing, bigger gold sounds pretty good right now. So let's again, this is that red clay, the traditional Gold Bay nightmare dirt. So we're gonna pull out the Garrett over here, and we're gonna have Dingy Doris over here, and we're going to, I think we're gonna move our pumpkin out of the way, along with all his little buddies here, and because it's going to have red dirt on it, red water on everything, just like it did last time when I did the wire gold. So let's get started by opening this up. I seem to be zoomed in. I'm not zoomed in. All right, let's see here. Everything's situated here. All right, so got the heat seal sealed up. Like I said before in video, it was hard not to get into this and see what it looked like. Dig around for some of those crystals while I've been sitting on it here for the last couple of weeks. But the time has come. Well, now can I get it open? Damn. Alright, hold on. I'm going to have to... Alright, I had to resort to the scissors. Alright, there we go. What a mess. You can see it kicking up some red dust. And all those little bits of clay need to be broken down, because you can see, I mean, there's no visible gold showing up in here because it is covered in red clay. It's not visible until you soak it. And it seems like when I did the last stuff, I put it in the Garrett with the classifier here. Where is my... Well, now I'm just having trouble keeping up with everything now. Where's my kitchen strainer? All right. Let's go ahead and do a little test. I don't expect there to be much of anything in here. Usually for Gold Bay, there's, like I said, there's some metallics sticking to it, some, but magnetics, but not much. So not enough to compare with the dealing with the red sand, the red clay. Because man, when that stuff, it even if there's a 1/4 inch of it over the water, it's still a 1/4 inch of water over your stuff. It's still it just disappears. So I guess we'll start by trying to look at that water just turn blood red. You pretty much have to break it down, and it does. Once it wet down, it does dissolve. But like I said, it takes a little bit to get it there. So that's how we begin. And the other thing with this gold, this pay dirt, is that the gold that you get from it, you have to clean, because it is going to be raw, dirty gold. So Dave uses his so there we have our first piece of crystalline gold, and that looks different than that's pretty different than anything I've ever seen, for sure. Wow, that's something. Look at that. That looks like any number of different things. You could the Rorschach test on these would be like the ink blotter. You'd never it's man, that is really cool. Very cool. All right. That's a good start for the first thing to see in there. With 3 grams, hopefully we'll have some nice chunks in there like that to find. So we're going to go ahead and put that out and just keep going through, letting that stuff dissolve down. I'm sure that there's probably some there. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know for what there is. That's the thing. There'd probably be some fine gold that'll be in with this water, getting through the kitchen strainer, you would think, but I don't know. It may, for this kind of stuff, it may not have really any less than, this is like 20 mesh, I think. It's considered 20 mesh strainer size. But I'm not seeing any big chunks in that one. But you can see our clay is dissolved down pretty well to just the, there's a little piece, I see a little piece of gold right there shimmering. Normally I don't show the classification, but in this case I think it warrants checking it out, getting all the way through it, just in case we do get that stunner that shows up in here. Although there may be one in there and it's still discolored and buried with the material. And like I said, even if you saw it, you might not recognize it until you get it out, or get it down through the water, get it panned out, because it's going to not really look like traditional. Like there's another piece right there. Check that out, man. Look at that. That's got a pretty some pretty cool shape to it, for sure. That's see how it is. That'll all clean off with the Dave. Like I said, Dave uses his Diet Pepsi and ammonia But man, if those first two examples are what we have to look forward to on this, man, it's that's cool. It's gonna be a very happy Halloween. I'm going to my first. Oh man, look at there. There's another nice chunk. That's got some really cool definition to it. Look, I mean, just the shapes of them. This just looks scary. It looks like scary stuff, like, you know, a skull or some kind of alien thing. I don't know. It's very fitting for Halloween Halloween night horror here. That is what. Just look at that. Just look at that, man. That's something. All right. I could just sit here and ogle those pieces that we've already found for a while. So, all right, well, we're through that. And we've got a bunch of this stuff. It's like I said, this clay, whenever you when you go to clean it out, it's like real clay. Once you drain it, it rolls out like in a piece. It's some different. It's not like any kind of pay dirt. Whenever when I did my vials, I put a little bit of this in the hard ones just to make it a little tougher, because it just stains the water so bad. It makes it makes it where it's an issue. So, all right, let's decide what we're going to do with this water and get this silt out, and I'll be back. Well, all right, so I poured off all of our stained water into this holder, and this is just the clay left here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff done first, just because it's the nastiest, and see what we're dealing with, and then we'll move on to the money shot, which is waiting in that pan right behind it. So okay, we're loaded up with jet dry here. Let's get right into this and see what's in this stuff. Like I said, it'll be it's totally different, because when I did this, like I said, with the wire gold, I was watching out so much for super fine wire gold, which was tiny, and now that was $100 for a gram bag, and I only got 9.96 grams, 9/16 of a gram out of it, and I went through it like 3 times looking for the difference, and I never found any more. And I messaged Dave about it, and he never got back to me about it. So I just kind of counted it as, I mean, it's only, you know, a few tenths of a gram, but when you're paying $100 a gram for something that's, you know, rare collectible gold, you'd like to have the whole gram. And like I said, I went through it thoroughly 3 times and never found a single piece more. And it wasn't like it was flour gold I needed to be looking for. It was those little, I mean, it was small, but it was retrievable. But you can see how that water, when you swirl it around, as soon as that water covers it, you know, a 1/16 of an inch of a pan, you can't see anymore. It disappears. It'd be interesting to see if we've got actually have any gold in this small stuff anyway. So I'm not expecting any flour gold, and after all the flour gold I've dealt with in the last few videos, like I said, I'm ready for some chunky stuff that I can see and pan out instead of do battle with. But those were fun bags for sure. That double diamond black tungsten was a beast, and then that little 8-ounce bag of black poison was a real challenge. Even when I got the metallics and the magnetics out of it, it still was loaded with black sand, Lake Superior sand, that made it really tough to clean out. So let's see, I'm not seeing anything on this. This stuff may be the equivalent to the filler rock that's in the normal bags you get from GOLDBAY. You know, usually it's at least a third of the bag is just filler, big stuff with nothing in it. So yeah, there's nothing in that. So that may be the trend for this stuff. So I'm gonna go through this, get it cleaned out. If I find something, I'll come back. Otherwise, we'll be back with the good stuff. All right, we're down to the bottom of the last of the clay, and I have found not a speck in anything. So if there's anything to be found in this, it'll be in the bottom of the last of this. So we'll see. It's just bizarre because in that wire gold video, I'll leave a link to it. It's the one I did on the 4th of July. Everything was in the clay, and none of it was in this stuff. And in this one, everything's in that stuff, and not a piece of anything has been found in the clay. So that's just really bizarre in itself. And I wonder if this stuff actually comes out of this, or is this just what he puts it in for effect? You know, because I mean, you'd think there would be a little bit of something in there just to have with all that red clay to find, which you got to wash through it, which makes this big mess. I mean, you can see my new tabletop is stained to hell, and hopefully I put on a thick coat, double coat of oil-based primer, and then 2 more coats of Rust-Oleum. So hopefully it'll hold up good. Since the last time I had like 6 coats of polyurethane on it, and that shit did nothing. So there we have it. Not a piece one in all that clay. Just a big mess for nothing, basically. So we're going to once again pour off this water over here into the holder, and that's full. So I'm just going to set this to the side. And we're going to bring out the Garrett and do it in him. All right. I had to hose this thing down too, just to get that standing red water off of there instead of spreading it and everything else for no reason. So, all right, this is our money stuff here. Let's see. We're going to be throwing it right in our pan, I think. Probably just because it's not going to fit in the snuffer bottle. So let's get to running here and see what this stuff's got. We've already seen a couple of pieces for the example, so it's going to be a lot easier now with that clay out of the way. This stuff's not. Am I zoomed in on this? What are we doing here? I think I'm just. All right. Yeah, it's a different animal when you don't have to pull it out of that red water. I'm telling you, man, it's just crazy that they've got that. He's got that in here with this stuff for when it serves no purpose. Like I said, I'm just curious if it actually comes out of that stuff, but you can see some pieces showing up right there. I know one of those is one we've already seen. I think that other one is something different. And those gray pieces there are also gold, so it looks like it's rock, but all that's gold. And look at that. Oh, that's that star looking piece that we found earlier. But just look at that. And see, I'm pretty sure when you clean this, you don't want it. You don't want to clean all that black out of there, because you want it to have some of that, show some of that character in your gold. So well, I was wrong. We are going to have some to suck up out of here. And that's not one. Those pieces aren't one of them, though. So those get pulled out by hand. That is so cool. And into the pan they go. And that's our first pan of and we don't have much to go through with this stuff, unfortunately. There's not much in here to have to look through. So for 3 grams, and they're bigger pieces like that, that doesn't mean a whole lot of gold either to find. Literally a few pieces and smaller pieces add up to some pretty good weight, and you can already see some floating, sticking, it showing up on the top of this pan. But yeah, if those pieces hadn't held at the top like gold does, they would look like rocks that you'd try to wash out. So that's oh yeah, I'm seeing some shine coming out of there. Look at that. Looks like a little nugget. Looks like a little crystal nugget there we're gonna get. But yeah, that stuff, those rocks just flow out of there real easy, so there's not much to that to deal with. And the gold stays where, you can see that gold staying right where it's supposed to, while this other stuff washes out around it. So I see another little shard there, and look at those. There's that skull. I don't know, is that a different piece? I'm not sure. It's that's pretty cool though. And then another one. That's all this stuff has. I mean, just look at the shapes on this stuff. That's a solid. Those are some solid pieces too. So very cool. And that's it. And there we have another one out of the way. Maybe do it in 2 more pans to try to prolong the hunt here, the fun, the anticipation, if you will. Oh yeah, you can see it, some big chunks there popping up first thing. Yeah, I was thinking of this stuff, like I said, the wire gold, and it taking a long time, a lot longer to get through that clay, because it took me a long time to go through that stuff and then go through it again and again, trying to find those extra, 0.4 of a gram of wires. But that is not the case with this stuff at all. Basically, you probably could have done it all in one pan and just had one big reveal of a bunch of big chunks of gold. But what fun is that? Because the gold cost on this total was $344.95, $359.90 including postage. So $360 for this bag. So yeah, you want it to try to last a little while. But there we have another 2 pieces, and just look at that, man. That is so cool. That is really, that looks like somebody sitting on a log there. If you flip it another way, almost looks like a I don't know, a person, like a woman, maybe riding a horse there on the front, or if you turn it around, You know, like I said, I'm sure you can see any number of different things in this stuff, but just check that out, man. That's beautiful. That's art. And then our other piece here, which again, it's got, you know, just so much going on it. It's beautiful. Very cool. I'm really liking this. I wish I had a lot more of it to do. It's fun pulling out gold like that. So we got two. We'll get it in 2 more pans and see what we got at the bottom. So a little bit of clay remains. It rinses off quickly, and then you've got just the rocks. And those big chunks of gold do not want to run. Do not want to exit the pads. So, like I said, there's not really any challenge to this other than just washing it away and seeing what's in there. And I'm not seeing a big piece popping up this time like it usually does in the last ones. It looks like we hit a 0 on this one. Yes, we did. Well, I'll be. Maybe it's all being saved up for the last here. So basically, I'm going to have red stained clay on everything for the next 3 or 4 videos until these pans get it. Even when you wash them off, it's still when they dry, they're still red. They're still stained. But yeah, I mean, the clean up, snuffer dump, there's nothing to clean. You just take the gold out. So, but yeah, I'd sent Dave a message about cleaning this stuff because I got a buddy that's got a tumbler, because that's what Dave does. He puts it in, 50, 80, 100 grams or more and washing it out. And he said, yeah, if you just got a few grams, you don't want to use a tumbler because it could damage the crystals. It's better just to put it in a container with a lid on it with the Pepsi and ammonia solution, and then let it swirl it around a few times and let it sit for 30 minutes or an hour, however long it takes to get it down to clean out some of that black on there to shine it up. And well, damn, I don't see this. I gotta have anything in the last pan either? We got it all? No, I see a little speck down there. It looks like shining. And that's it right there. That looks like that is it for the end of the bag right there. And I mean, I could pick it up, so I guess it counts as a little picker. So, and then that's a piece of rock. That's not gold. So that finishes off our gold. Let's empty our bottle here, which is not going to be much of a surprise because we already saw the few pieces that went in there. So let's see. I mean, there's red stain on the bottle, red stain on the table, red stain on everything. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic at the end of the pan there. After pulling out all that, I was waiting to get one more fancy piece out of there. That's a rock that got in there. So there is our gold. And that's pretty damn cool. So let's go get it dried up and see what we ended up with. Because I don't think there's going to be much to look back through to try to find anything else compared to that. So And those are some pretty dense chunks, so I'm guessing that's probably 3 grams. All right. Well, we have our pumpkin carved to try to scare away Stingy Jack, or as he became known, Jack of the Lantern, who was a disembodied soul who had tricked the devil, was not allowed into heaven or hell, and was forced to walk the earth. And actually they would carve turnips and potatoes and put a piece of coal in there to frighten him away. And once they came to America, they found that the pumpkin was a much more suitable vegetable orb to use to keep Jack of the Lantern away. And hence it became Jack-o'-lantern. So we're ready to go. Our gold is prepared. Our Jack-o'-lantern's ready to stand guard. Let's kick him back out of the way here and get it in position. What a handsome lad. And we have our dried gold ready to go. And that's some pretty stuff. Like I said, man, it's it doesn't look like a lot for the monies, but it's some pretty spectacular looking pieces there, no doubt. So we'll start out and see what it weighs. So let's start out by dumping it out on our traditional paper here. Get everything out. Flip open our scale. Turn it on. We are zeroed, right? Yes, we are. 20 weight. And let's just see what these pieces weigh. That first big chunk, 0.47 of a gram. And this little chunky piece here, even look, it looks smaller, but it weighs 0.832. And this very unique looking piece here, 0.781. That is wild. That's a wild looking piece. Another big chunk, a little over 0.3. And our incredibly odd looking piece there, a little over 1/4 gram. And our last big chunk, just a little short of 0.3, 0.28. So that is that's pretty cool. Let's put our scale on here and zero it out and see if we've got 3 grams. And there we have it. Are we going to settle? What are we going to settle at here? We have 3.065 grams. So that's, I'd say that's what we were looking for. Got a little bit over. As long as we're not under, that's the main thing. So, an excellent viewing of gold there, man. That's just wild looking stuff, I have to say. Let's see. All right, well, there is our view of our very unique gold. I mean, it looks like something from Aliens almost. Some of this stuff, the whole character of it is just bizarre. And then this piece here, where you can see where it's got the crystalline, the flanges coming off of it there. Like I said, that's just some incredible stuff. I've never seen anything like it. So I'm definitely happy with this gold, and I'll be doing a little short video on the cleanup of it. You can see that one's actually got a hole that goes through it. You can see through the piece there, so that's pretty cool. That's our is that the, yeah, that's that jagged star looking piece there. That I just don't seem to get as good a, I can't position this tripod, it seems like, as I could my other one to get the really cool close-ups, but that's pretty good right there. Just look at that. Looks like some kind of fossilized animal almost. And like I said, that one. All these are just really something. So yeah, I mean, I could, like I said, I could just sit here and look at it for a while. It's going to be cool to see how it cleans up, and how it looks after it's gone through the. Just look at that stuff though, man. That is crazy. That's gold. And that piece right there, that does not look like it's gold at all. So, all right. Well, let me add up the numbers on this and see what. I mean, the ROI really doesn't mean much on this. Whenever you're paying $120 a gram, it's not going to be the value that this stuff shows for standard gold. So it's really kind of a moot point to add up an ROI on this, because I mean, like some of those pieces, I bet you could sell for twice what their gold value is on them. Actually, you'd have to sell them for twice what the gold value is on them, because that's what they cost. Gold's at like at $58 a. I think it was like $58 a gram when I got it. So let's see. Do I have my numbers for that? No, I don't have it on me. So at any rate, let's see. Oh yeah, whenever I got this, yeah, gold was at $55.49 a gram. So yeah, over twice the price of value of these. So yeah, if you were going to sell them, you'd have to find a collector that really wanted some neat pieces of gold. But again, these are something you can see without a loop that are very impressive. So they show up pretty good. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have a piece that was over a gram. But I guess if there was, I mean, that one that was 0.8 was pretty close. But yeah, it's all right. Well, there's your gold porn, as they say, for the night. And yeah, there you have it. Would you pay that for this? Would I pay for this again? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how this stuff goes, and what I end up doing with it in the long run, if I just keep it for collection or try to sell a couple of the pieces or something. So put it in Paydirt, really expensive Paydirt. And get it off of there so it does not spill. And even like that, down in the light. Like I said, it's just beautiful stuff, man. So, all right, well, there we have our Halloween gold. So, let me see. Well, all right. Well, like I said, there's no point of doing an ROI on this because it is what it is. It's $120 of thereabouts a gram. So that is the ROI on it. Was $344.95, and I've got $344.95 worth of specimen gold. So it looks like it's wraps up the Halloween series. That was a pretty cool finale to see there, I think. Like I said, I've never seen gold like that before, and I've never seen a bag done like this on YouTube before. So It's a couple of firsts. So, yeehaw! It looks like it's time to move along. So thank you once again for joining me on this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. The Ghost Rider thanks you for joining us on the spooktacular Halloween special. I think this was a pretty dramatic finish with that beautiful and terrifyingly expensive gold. And my date has arrived. Yes, dear, come in. And a vision of loveliness, isn't she? We're off to the Halloween party. So once again, I hope you all have a good All Hallows Eve. Don't do anything too ghoulish. And we'll see you the next time. Watch your backs.